Okay, welcome to another installment of the Google Apps Overview. This one's going to be over Gmail. So, without further ado, here we go. Bring up a browser, and we're going to go ahead and use mail.com. Also works for your domain. So if your domain, like my other domain's joshwold.com, so I put mail dot in front of joshwold.com, and it'll allow me to sign in. I save my passwords on this computer because I password protect my computer. So we're going to go ahead and sign in. This is where you land. Basically your inbox. You can see I sent some test messages from my other account basically to do this presentation. So we'll start over here with Compose Mail. You click on that, and it allows you to do create a message. You've got the ability to do some basic formatting on your messages, put some emoticons in there, create a link. HTML doesn't work too well in this, so if you want to embed images in here, it's pretty much a big hassle. There is a workaround, and maybe I can get to that at some point. Also, if right now I don't have anybody in my contacts, but when I do have somebody in my contacts, I'd start typing their name, and right now everybody in woldnet.com is going to have a contact in here, so you can click on that, and I'm going to go ahead and discard this. I don't need it. Alright, so here I'm back to my inbox, and into your inbox is where all your mail is going to land, so long as it's not spam or associated with a filter. You can archive it, report something as spam, basically delete it, move it, manage it. We'll get into labels here in a second. Next we have Starred. Real quick, I'll show you what that's about. Starred is you can use it for whatever you want. If you start it, then no matter what the label is, it's going to show up in the starred box. That's kind of the point. So I'm going to go ahead and start the Gmail team one, and we'll go over to starred and populate. There it is. Here's if I remove the star, it goes away. Easy enough, right? Chats. Now, if you have chats set up as default, all your chats will be logged. Basically, everything in that chat is going to be sent to your chat history. You can change the settings right from here. If you don't want to save your chats, you need to change that. We also have sent mail. Of course, anything you send is going to be in sent mail. You can delete it, but pretty much it's always going to be here. Drafts. If for some strange reason that you're writing an email and your network fails or your browser crashes or anything like that, Google does a pretty good job of saving your compositions every 5 minutes or so, or every few minutes or so. If you do lose it, or your computer goes black, you can find it. It'll go back to drafts. It'll be in here. Of course, also if you don't want to, if you go to compose some mail and you don't actually want to send it, you just want to save it. If you hit save now, it's going to drafts. That's where it'll be. Once you send it, however, it will no longer be in drafts. All mail. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. All mail is all mail, whether it's sent, received, forwarded, replied, no matter what, it's going to be in all mail. Spam. Google has one of the best spam blocking services available, and you don't really need to do much. I mean, it really takes care of itself. You should check it periodically just to make sure, though, that somebody's message didn't get accidentally sent to spam. You can see that with my brand new domain name that people are already starting to try and spam it. And if we show details, we can see that they're trying to send it at sunshinechen@woldnet.com. They're apparently monitoring the Whois database and are just sending random emails out to domains. Fine, whatever. It got collected by spam. I didn't have to do anything. The reason it got collected is because I don't have an account that says Sunshine Chen or anything close to it in my domain. So we go to trash next, and pretty easy. It says here, no conversation in trash. Who needs to delete when you have over 2,000 megabytes of storage? Well, down here it says I have 7,200, almost 7,300 megabytes of storage. So yeah, they're kind of right, but still, instead, I don't want junk or crap. I don't want ending up in my all mail, because when I go to search for mail, those crappy messages are going to show up too. And if, you know, I don't have a very good memory, so if there's something in there that I don't, really recall what was talked about, I don't want it pulling back 300 things that are completely irrelevant. So I want to go over labels real quick. Right down here you can see labels. I made a label called testing, just for the purposes of this presentation. It's going to show up in labels, and it's going to show up in move to. Basically, labels are just like folders. They call them labels because apparently they didn't want to call them folders. It must be a Microsoft Google issue. The thing is that when you have your Gmail account or domain connected to your Outlook, any labels that you create are actually going to show up as folders in your Outlook. In Outlook, it won't look any different than a folder tree that you normally see. The only difference is in Outlook you can't create those folders. You'll have to come back to your Gmail box and create those labels. So I'll show you how this works real quick. We're going to grab 2 messages. We're going to star one of them, and we're going to go ahead and add this label and apply. So now it is added to the label testing. So you can see it showed up down here, and since I haven't read these yet, it's going to show up as you have 2 new messages in those. The other important thing to remember is that no matter what the label is, as long as it's starred, it's going to show up in the box. So you can see that it is an inbox and testing, but it's also starred. Okay. Next thing is if you have a bunch of stuff in your inbox, and you don't want them in your inbox anymore, first of all, we can select all, none, read, unstarred. We can select all those. But archive is pretty important. So if you haven't given anything a label, then and you don't want it in your inbox anymore, but you really don't have a folder to put it in, you can just hit the archive button. So where did it go? Well, it went to all mail. So anything that doesn't have a label, that isn't starred, and you hit archive, then it will come here. Basically, it is labeled all mail. Everything's labeled all mail, put it that way. So just because you archived it doesn't mean that it goes away forever. It's still going to keep your starred messages, and it's still going to keep your labeled messages. They're still going to be there. Next thing is some pretty important stuff. The easiest way to get to manage your domain is by going to your mailbox. Once you sign in, you can come here and click Manage this domain. And this brings us back to our dashboard for Google Apps. We all saw this on the last 2, the big 20-minute Google overview. I kind of need a little extra time there. I'm gonna try to make this one 10. That's how you get. That's how you get there. You also have your settings. Go into settings and change, your forwarding and IMAP settings. You can put signatures in here. Just a bunch of different settings. You can customize things the way you like. So that's pretty much it with Gmail. You got any questions? You guys can send me an email. It's fine. Josh@joshwold.com, or you can hit me up on our class website. So have a good one.